Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion, the central Torah portion, Parshas Yitro, where we have the central events, not only in the Torah, not only for the Jewish people, but for the entire humanity, the revelation at Mount Sinai and 10 commandments that changed the entire world. And the title of this weekly Torah portion is Yitro. Yitro, who was an idol worshiper, yes. He had a very good family connection, but still, there's a famous question that all commentaries ask if this is the Torah portion that talks about revelation at Mount Sinai, 10 commandments, why it's called by the name of the idol worship of the Yitro. There are many explanations to this. The most famous one is because the moment of revelation Mount Sinai was a global conversion of all the people present at the event into Judaism. Is exactly like Yitro, who by his own understanding, he came and joined Jewish people and converted to the Judaism. A little bit deeper explanation why Torah portions that reveals the 10 Commandments called by the name Yitro. It's because Yitro was reincarnation of Cain, who opposed the way of the service of Hashem to his brother Abel. We know how it's ended, and at this moment he comes to agree to a different type of service and convert to that service, which is Judaism. But usually the title, is it the portion of the Torah or a book or a movie or an article or a program, it's should represent or at least project the idea that the central idea of the Torah portion. And we call it Yitro for the previous explanations. But one second, the Torah does not, this weekly Torah portion does not begin with the word Yitro. It begins with the words Vayishma Yitro, heard. In Hebrew it's a little bit different than in English. Yitro, heard. In Hebrew the first word would be Vayishma, that he heard, he listened, or he heard, understood. And it's quite often in the Torah that the title of the weekly Torah portion, it goes after the introductory phrase, and that Hashem spoke to Moses, tell to Jewish people, and then the first word that brings the content, actually a title of the weekly Torah portion. But here it's obvious. It's not just a standard beginning of the phrase. The word to listen, it's a central word in Judaism, in general. Why it's called by Yitro? But actually what I want to tell you, I want to tell you something absolutely strange. Please blame it on me, but at least today, I would like us to try to rename the weekly Torah portion Yitro with the word he heard. Yitro heard. Why? Because Rashi explains what actually Yitro heard. What are the news that brought him to come to the Jewish people and join Jewish people? He heard about the miracle at the sea and the victory over the Amalek who attacked the Jewish people, all the tangled in the back, unprotected, and he was killing them just for the fact that they are Jews. And the victory of Jewish people was the second reason what impressed Yitro, that he came to join the Jewish people. But it's seemingly very central events in the history of humanity, at least at that moment. But let's try to think, for example, if those events would take place today, how they would be presented to us by the mass media. It would be something like ecological catastrophe. The eco balance of the Red Sea was destroyed by Hellenistic ambition of the Zionist regime when the waters split and everything. Or with Amalek, it's obviously that we will have some leader of some world organization, without mentioning the name, that will say that the attack of Amalek on the Jewish people did not took place in a vacuum, but Yitro heard. Yitro, with all the background noise of propaganda and mass media and so on, he actually could realize that it is a miracle. He saw that this victory of the Amalek and the split of the sea, it's not just something that you can interpret. It's literally a miracle. Not everybody came to join Jewish people, but him. And today, when there is so much noise around and the information is floating through our mind without any filters, and it's very, very difficult to hear the good news. And when we even hear the good news, we always doubting that everything is not that good, because obviously our attention much more drawn by the mass media when the news are negative. Forget about the miracle, to realize the miracles that happen around us every day. And that's why I want to offer to change the title of the Parsha to hear and to understand that actually miracles are happening, and they are actually the good news, and cast away all the propaganda and the noise. And maybe if we will learn to listen together with the Torah, we will not miss this voice from Mount Sinai. Thank you very much. Good luck. I see you next week.